Hey, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jessie, a professional glow up coach for women reclaiming their lives, their money, and their damn joy after years of feeling stuck, small, or financially terrified, or all of the above. Today we're talking about something that flipped my entire life upside down in the best possible way. And that's how I actually started acting wealthy and somehow ended up feeling wealthy before the money even caught up. And no, we're not talking about some Delulu manifesting. I didn't buy a yacht. I didn't max out a credit card buying rich mom starter kits. I just stopped acting broke. And shocker, everything changed. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Okay, listen. There's this moment in every woman's financial healing where something just clicks. For me, it didn't come from a raise, from a tax return, or a secret billionaire grandma appearing out of nowhere. And trust me, I prayed for that for most of my life. It started the day I said, I'm done treating money like I'm a terrified raccoon that's going to bolt the second I turn my back. You know that energy. Checking the bank app like it's a jump scare. Saving in panic. Like, what if I run out of money? What if I put this into a savings account and I don't have the money I need to buy groceries? Giving out of guilt and then feeling shitty about it afterwards. Spending in fear. Living in that constant one small emergency from disaster loop. That was me for years. Shit, for decades. Until one day I did something radical. I started acting like a woman who actually trusted herself with money. Not reckless, not performative, just confident. And it came from years of watching these gurus and reading these books, and they were pretty much telling me the same thing. And I thought it was all bullshit. Let's be realistic. Oh, I'm going to get rich by feeling rich. I finally decided, you know what? Nothing I've been doing works, so I'm just going to try this shit. And let me tell you about a time that shocked the hell out of me. It was that first time in my life that I was able to give money to my daughter without that pit in the stomach panic. I didn't give it out of fear. I didn't give it out of obligation. And I didn't give it because I was guilted into it. I gave it because I wanted to. And even more importantly, I gave because I trusted that what I put out there was going to come back. And when you give from a place of abundance, not depletion, you don't shrink. I was so used to shrinking. When I would give something to somebody, I was so used to like shriveling up and being terrified. But in this case, for the first time, I actually expanded. Suddenly, I didn't feel drained. It didn't scare me. And for the first time ever, it didn't make me feel unsafe, like I was going to lose everything I had. It actually made me feel powerful and wealthy before I was even there. Trust me, the bank account didn't reflect it, but I felt it. And here's what all those gurus have been trying to say from the very get go that I didn't believe, and something that no one in your real life is probably telling you. Money really is energy. Just like any other energy, it responds to how you treat it, and it reflects how you treat yourself. That was a biggie for me. When I treated it like it was a crisis, it acted like one. When I treated it like something I couldn't trust, it became untrustworthy and unpredictable. But the very second that I started respecting my money and actually checking in on it, seeing how it was feeling, and telling it where it was supposed to go, the second I actually started being intentional, oh, honey, that shift was real. Money started respecting me back. I stopped losing it to impulse buys. I stopped sabotaging my savings. And I stopped letting other people drain me dry. I stopped doing the scramble, panic, repeat routine, which was a huge a shift in my life, I will tell you that. And it took a while to get used to, believe it or not. For the first time, I became the CFO of my own goddamn life, not somebody else, me. Let me get clear. Acting wealthy is not about blowing money that you don't have. It's not about going and buying a Ferrari when you really don't even have a Honda budget. But it's also not about depriving yourself. We're not doing fake rich mom summer. And we're not buying $18 green juice to shift the vibe Because isn't that what wealthy people do? We're not putting vacations on credit because TikTok said it was manifesting season. Acting wealthy is actually about spending with intention. When you, what does that look like? That looks like when you see something that you want, oh, this next great thing that you just have, you stop and you think about it. If I buy that, is that getting me towards where I want to be or not? What is the purpose in that? What is it actually adding to my life? That's what spending with intention looks like. Acting wealthy is about saving with purpose. You have a purpose in mind, and it's your future. It's about investing tiny amounts with confidence. I'm not talking about taking $1,000 and investing it in the stock market. I'm talking about using Robinhood. That's what I did, or Coinbase, and investing little bitty amounts and feeling good about it, learning about those investments. It's about pausing before making purchases, just like what we were talking about a minute ago with spending with intention. It's buying what you love, not what's numbing out the stress that you feel in your life. And it's treating yourself with respect and not restriction. It's not denying yourself that, I don't know, that new dress that you want so you can wear it to the work party. If you really want that after thinking about it, and that is your intent, then you treat yourself with that respect. You don't restrict it. So I didn't start depriving myself. I started asking, is this actually aligned with the life that I'm building? And suddenly, as if by magic, after 50 years, my spending changed. My energy changed. My creativity came back and my joy came back. I carried myself like a wealthy person because suddenly I felt it on the inside. And the craziest part about all of this, when I started acting with intention, spending with intention, the world responded. I'm not talking like 5 years down the road, I'm talking immediately. Suddenly, little bits of abundance kept showing up. Unexpected checks, refunds I wasn't expecting, lowered bills, opportunities to save money, creative ideas to make money, new clients, momentum, energy, confidence. It all just started rolling into my life. And it wasn't magic, it was just alignment. It was me stepping into a version of myself who wasn't operating from panic anymore. It was me being a person, a version of myself that was open to those things coming into my life. And me deciding that my money was not going to be this mysterious, chaotic force in my life. It was going to be my partner, which it should have been from day one. So, in case you're sitting there wondering, well, what exactly does acting wealthy look like? Well, here's what it looked like for me. It looked like checking my accounts daily without the fear. You know that what I'm talking about. When you are going to the grocery store and you check your checking account before you walk in there to make sure you have the money, but in the pit of your stomach, you are terrified that something went through, some subscription you forgot about, some bill that was paid you didn't think about, that you didn't know, and your account is going to be negative or it's going to be lower than you thought it was. I started checking my accounts without that feeling in the pit of my stomach. Huge for me was saving small amounts consistently every time I got paid. I didn't think about the bills. I didn't think about what I wanted. I didn't think about grocery shopping. I took a small portion, just a small portion. It started out with like $10 every paycheck and putting it into an online savings account that I could touch, but not as easily as just swiping my card. It looks like investing tiny bits, even when it felt stupid and silly, because honestly, what the hell is $1 going to do invested in Bitcoin or $5 in this? Robinhood was fantastic, or is fantastic for that for me, because I truly don't understand investing. I have tried, I've watched the videos, I've read the books, and I'm very limited on my understanding. So I questioned ChatGPT. I asked about investments. I did my research based on what I was reading from that. I watched videos and I just started investing little bits. That didn't feel dangerous, just kind of felt silly, but it was okay. Acting wealthy also looked like giving joyfully and not fearfully. That was big for me because often I would act out of guilt. My kids couldn't pay something or they needed groceries. I couldn't see them going without and my grandkids going without, but I was afraid every time I had to give them money or didn't have to. I should rephrase my thinking. Every time I gave them money, I was afraid that I wasn't going to have enough for something that was going to come up. So acting wealthy looked like turning that, flipping it on its head. It looked like buying things I genuinely enjoy, not shit that I see in late night infomercials when I can't sleep, but things I really want that really add value to my life, and saying no to things that drain me. It looks like actually saying yes to things that support my future and actually believing in a future and treating myself like a woman who is worthy of wealth because I am, and so are you. And you know what? Once I started acting wealthy, I started carrying myself differently. I'm talking, I walked differently. I created differently. I talked to myself differently, and I talked to other people differently because I believed differently. It truly started shifting my beliefs. And the world just matched that vibe. So here's the truth that I wish someone had told me sooner, or maybe that I had believed sooner. You don't wait until you have money to act wealthy. You act wealthy so you can become the woman who knows how to hold that wealth. You become the version of yourself who feels safe, capable, worthy, abundant. Money didn't change my life first. I changed. I changed how I treated myself, and I changed how I treated money. And everything else followed suit. So if you loved this and you want more financial empowerment, nervous system healing, and rebuilding your life energy, hit that like, subscribe, and drop a comment saying I'm acting wealthy starting today. And if you're ready to take this deeper, check the description below for my money magic guides, my Build Your Escape Plan course, and my email list where I share weekly glow ups, reset challenges, and mindset shifts for fierce women reclaiming their lives. Because I want you to know one thing: you deserve abundance, peace, and a life that finally feels like yours. And it starts with the smallest shift. It really does. I love you, beautiful soul, and I will see you in the next video.